Imagine waking up one morning. You find yourself under arrest, but it's totally inexplicable. No warrant, no crime mentioned, just two strange men in your apartment.
Mm.
For those of you who know Kafka's The Trial, you know exactly where we're going today. We're doing a deep dive into that first unforgettable chapter. We're looking at Josef K's 30th birthday morning. Not just what happens, but what it all means.
Absolutely. It's an iconic opening.
Our mission here is really to unpack this whole experience. We want to explore what these first pages tell us about, well, systems, about personal agency.
And that search for meaning when things just feel absurd.
Exactly. I'm always struck by how Kafka just throws us into this confusion, this intense curiosity right from page one.
And that feeling, that disquiet, it's completely intentional. Kafka is meticulously dismantling our basic ideas about justice, about rights, even about reality itself. It's setting a tone. Mundane yet utterly terrifying. For anyone familiar with his work, the signs are already there, loud and clear.
Okay, let's track how it unfolds. It starts small, right? A tiny disruption. Kay's cook, Anna, she's late, which apparently had never happened before. And while he's waiting, he sees this old woman across the street watching him with unusual curiosity.
Mm-hmm. The observation starts early.
Then France walks in, a total stranger. And the description of his suit, it's so specific. This black, close-fitting suit, like for traveling, full of pleats, pockets, buckles, buttons, especially practical, without its precise purpose being clear.
Right.
What does that uniform signal right away?
That suit. It's classic Kafka. It screens hyper-organized system, but a system with no discernible point. It's all form, no clear function. It looks efficient, but it masks this deep meaninglessness. It's the first real sign Kay stepped into another reality. The rules are just different here.
And it just keeps getting weirder. Kay tries to get his breakfast, asks about Anna.
Just trying to cling to routine.
Right. But France just relays the message, and then Kay hears this brief laughter from the next room, and the answer comes back. It's not possible. Like, France is just a mouthpiece.
Yeah, as if reporting someone else's words.
That denial of breakfast, the hidden
Right,
laughter,
yeah.
what does that immediately establish about this whole situation?
Oh, it's psychologically brutal. Denying breakfast isn't just annoying. It's like a primal attack on his autonomy. He can't even get food in his own home. And the laughter, it's disembodied, anonymous. It mocks him. It tells him this system, whatever it is, doesn't care. It finds his situation almost funny. It's incredibly dismissive.
So while he's trying to process these small things, the big blow comes. But not in a police station. It's right there, in Frau Grubach's living room. He sees the second man, Willem, by the window. Willem just says it plain as day. You are not allowed to leave. You are a prisoner.
Right there, in his boarding house.
Yeah, a prisoner in his own familiar space. What's the impact of that?
It's profoundly unsettling because the prison comes to him. It shows that real imprisonment in Kafka's world isn't always about bars. It's about invisible chains, psychological assault. His home, his private space is instantly violated. It becomes a cell. It shows how pervasive this authority is. No boundaries.
And Kay asks, the obvious question, why am I arrested? But the answers are just fog.
Complete fog. Deliberate ambiguity.
They say, the proceedings have been set in motion and you will be told everything at the appropriate time.
Which means absolutely nothing.
Exactly. And then Willem says something truly bizarre. He claims they're being friendly, contrary to all regulations, and that Kay has luck in the allocation of your guards.
Luck. As if it's some kind of lottery.
So, zero information, but this weird friendliness and talk of luck. What kind of system does that point to?
It points to a system completely outside normal legal rules. The vagueness is a control tactic, disorientation. And this idea of luck with guards, that's chilling. It suggests it's all arbitrary, personalized, maybe even corrupt. Your fate depends on who you happen to get. It's power without rules.
And the stripping away of who he is, that starts immediately too. The guards feel his nightshirt.
Yeah, that detail is so visceral.
I tell him he needs a much poorer quality one. They offer to keep his good clothes, maybe return them if his case should turn out favorably. But then they warn him about the depot, where things usually go. They say stuff gets misappropriated, sold off. And the sale isn't about the highest bid, but the biggest bribe.
Wow. Straight up admission of corruption.
What's Kafka showing us there through just taking a nightshirt?
It's symbolic, isn't it? It's like they're stripping away his social standing, his dignity, before he's even charged with anything, dressing him down for his new role. And that depot story, it exposes the system as parasitic. It feeds off its victims. Bribery isn't just present, it's institutionalized. Even the lowest guards know how it works. It's rotten from the bottom up.
His first thought is, maybe it's a joke. A crude joke his colleagues at the bank are playing on him. Maybe because it's his 30th birthday.
It's completely understandable. He's trying to make it make sense, trying to fit this alien thing into a familiar box, even a bad one like a practical joke.
A human reaction, right?
Yeah.
To rationalize the irrational.
Man, absolutely. It's cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
Trying to keep his sanity when logic has just flown out the window.
And all this time, people are watching. That old woman is still there. Frau Grubach looks clearly embarrassed.
Right, the public element. His private nightmare is becoming a public spectacle. He's being shamed before he even knows why. That exposure is another form of control.
But he doesn't just give up. He tries to assert himself, pulls out his birth certificate, demands their IDs, asks for a warrant, basic legal stuff.
As you would.
But the guards just laugh at him. One says, "Good Lord, we're minor officials. We hardly know what proof of identity looks like. We just stand guard 10 hours a day and get paid."
That dismissal is brutal. It just shatters any expectation of due process.
And calling themselves minor officials? What does that signify?
It signifies this impenetrable, decentralized machine. There's no single person in charge you can appeal to, no accountability. Authority is everywhere and nowhere. He's trying to play by rules that just don't apply here.
And then they hit him with maybe the most disturbing concept of all. The guard explains how their department works.
This is key.
Our department does not seek out guilt, but, as it says in the law, is attracted by guilt and has to send his guards out. That is the law.
Attracted by guilt, not seeking proof.
Kay's response is perfect.
Yeah.
That is not a law I am acquainted with. It completely flips justice upside down. Guilt isn't proven, it's inherent.
Exactly. It's a total inversion. Guilt isn't about what you did. It's some quality you have that draws the system to you. You're not innocent until proven guilty. You're guilty because they showed up. It makes any defense impossible because your innocence itself is almost suspicious to this kind of authority. It's existentially terrifying.
And the mind games continue. Willem tells Kay, basically, don't think too much, just pull yourself together. Great demands are going to be made on you.
Veiled threats disguised as advice.
And then he adds, almost like a taunt, unlike you, we are at least free men.
The irony, these guards are just cogs, but in this twisted logic, their role gives them a freedom. Kay lacks.
And amidst all this, they offer to get him breakfast from a cafe, if he pays them.
Right. Even a basic service comes with a price tag. It turns every single interaction into proof of his powerlessness, his diminished status. They're monetizing his situation. It's passive-aggressive control at its finest.
Kay demands to see their superior. And suddenly, this curt-clipped military shout from the next room, "The supervisor's calling for you."
Finally, maybe some answers.
That's what Kay hopes. He's eager. But nope, the guards stop him.
What?
Why, he's still in his nightshirt.
Oh, right. The dress code.
They freak out. Going to see the supervisor in your nightshirt, he'd have you given a good thrashing at us too. It's absurd. After ignoring all his rights, suddenly formality matters.
It's another layer of the system's baffling logic. Total disregard for real justice, but rigid adherence to pointless, arbitrary rules. Like a weird ritual. It's not a mistake. It's part of the terror. You never know which rule matters. Compliance with the absurd becomes necessary. It's all a performance of power.
So they insist. It has to be a black jacket. Kay mutters about ridiculous formalities, but he picks out his best black suit.
The black suit, conformity, seriousness, almost a uniform itself.
Is he adapting here? Or just giving in?
Probably a bit of both. He's frustrated, but he complies. Putting on that suit is like performing the role they've assigned him, the role of the accused who takes things seriously. He's learning the hard way that appearance and ritual matter more than truth in this world.
So, dressed up, they lead him into Fräulein Bürstner's room. His neighbor, the typist. Her bedroom is now the supervisor's office.
The violation of space is just incredible.
Her bedside table's in the middle of the room. Personal stuff like a candle, a book, a pincushion, all part of the interrogation setup.
It makes it so intimate and yet so official in a really disturbing way.
And there are more people watching. 3 young men looking at photos who turn out to be his bank colleagues. And that crowd across the street, it's bigger now, including a man with a ginger goatee.
The public humiliation aspect is key. Using her bedroom blurs all the lines. Making it public amplifies his vulnerability. He's being judged by everyone. It's social control.
Kay actually feels a bit hopeful seeing the supervisor, thinking, okay, a rational person. He tells himself he's not very surprised by it all because he's 30 now, inured to surprises.
Wishful thinking, perhaps.
Totally, because the supervisor gives him zero clarity, just more cryptic advice. Think less about us. Think more about yourself instead. And don't go on about your feeling of innocence so much. It spoils the impression you otherwise make.
That is just masterful manipulation. He's basically told his innocence is a problem. It makes him look bad.
It completely weaponizes his sense of justice against him.
Right. It suggests the system doesn't want truth. It wants compliance, self-doubt. It's classic gaslighting, undermining his whole reality.
K tries one last time for normalcy. He tries to settle the matter amicably with a shake of the hands.
A human gesture.
Which the supervisor completely rejects. No, that is just not possible. Then he adds, which is, however, not to say that you should despair. You have only been arrested, that is all.
Only been arrested. The understatement is terrifying.
What's the impact of rejecting that handshake and then saying that?
It's the system slamming the door on humanity. No connection, no resolution possible on his terms. And defining the arrest as this minor thing, that is all. It just normalizes the horror. It trivializes his entire experience, forcing him to accept their warped view of reality. It isolates him completely.
And then comes the absolute core paradox. The supervisor asks him, I presume you'll want to go to the bank now.
After everything that just happened.
They're baffled. To the bank. I thought I'd been arrested. And the supervisor says, yes, you have been arrested, but that should not prevent you from going to work, nor from going about your daily life as usual.
There it is. The central, mind-bending paradox of the trial.
It just completely redefines arrest, doesn't it? What is imprisonment here?
It's not physical bars. It's a state of being. A process running underneath your normal life. It's an internal prison. You're outwardly free, you go to work, you maintain appearances, but you're bound by this invisible force. It's a subtle, constant pressure that makes your whole life a performance. It's insidious control.
And one last twist. Those three young men in the room, they're Kay's colleagues from the bank. Well, subordinates, actually.
Rabensteiner, Kulich, and Kaminer.
Yeah, Kaminer, with that intolerable smile. They've been assigned to him to make sure his arrival at work is as unobtrusive as possible.
The system is in his workplace now, using his own subordinates against him.
What does that complete collapse of boundaries mean?
It means there's no escape, no sanctuary. The system has infiltrated every part of his life: home, work, social interactions. His subordinates are now his keepers. It erases any line between his private ordeal and his public self. And that detail about Kaminer's smile. It's so perfectly Kafka, grounding the absurdity in this uncomfortable physical reality.
So Kay rushes off with him, takes a taxi, he's late for work already. Kulich points out the man with the ginger goatee again.
Still watch him.
And Kay just snaps, don't look.
Oh.
As they leave, he realizes he didn't even see the supervisor, and guards go. He decides he needs to keep a better eye on himself from now on.
That result.
Is it hope? Or is it just him starting to understand this awful new game?
I think it's both. He's trying to grab some control, get back to normal work life. But the observers, his own reaction, show the damage is done. He feels watched. That decision to keep a better eye on himself, that's the start of his education. He recognizes, maybe dimly, that the rules are different now. He has to be hyper-aware just to navigate this fluid, deceptive reality. It's the first step in trying to find some agency, however small.
So we've walked through Kay's utterly bizarre morning. The sudden arrest, no reasons given, this strange bureaucracy, the weird advice. It leaves you feeling completely spun around.
Exactly. And that disorientation is why it resonates. We've all had moments, maybe smaller, of feeling caught in systems we don't understand, feeling powerless against impersonal forces. Kafka just captures that psychological dread perfectly.
Which leads us to a final thought for you listening right now. If being arrested, like the supervisor says, doesn't stop you going to work or living your life, then what actually defines freedom? Or imprisonment?
Right. And how much of what we think of as normal life is maybe just us carefully navigating around unseen rules, unspoken judgments, these invisible systems all around us?
Something to definitely keep thinking about.